Well, what's up, guys? Happy 4th of July to you, however and wherever you are celebrating today. If you're celebrating, I just want to say celebrate safely, enjoy your day. Hopefully, the weather is great wherever you are. I'm back in my apartment. I got some camera gear and setup, so it's kind of a little bit, maybe not as scenic, but definitely not as chaotic and messy either. We have a scripture today from Ruth chapter 1, verse 7, and catch you up to speed in case you've missed out. We are going through the book of Ruth this month and learning about friendship, looking at the friendship that existed between Ruth and Naomi to find and identify some key takeaways to help us learn how we can be better friends and identify the great and healthy friendships that we have in our lives. So today we have a scripture from chapter 1, verse 7, and here's what it says. Speaking of Naomi, it says, with her two daughters-in-law, she set out from the place where she had been living, and they took the road that would lead them back to Judah. What makes a friendship special is its ability to navigate the mountainous seasons of life, as well as the valleys, the twists and the turns, and the good with the bad. Real friendship is solidified not in its inception or at its destination, but along the journey. And this is exactly what Naomi and Ruth encountered. Though this journey from Moab to Judah was only about 50 miles in distance, this was anything but an easy journey for Ruth and Naomi. They would have been traveling over mountainous terrain by foot, which would have taken anywhere from 7 to 10 days. There's little doubt that Naomi could have made the journey on her own, but as we've all experienced in our own lives, the journey is so much better with someone else. The companionship and connection we experience through friendship is something we take with us no matter where we go. Man, I love this because it gives some explanation and some context, because when you're looking at the passage just on its own, you would never think to account for the fact that this is a 50-mile journey, that it was over rigorous mountains, that it was through valleys, that it would have taken them over a week on foot to get to Judah. And I think that's a great metaphor for friendship, because there's certain friendships, there's certain relationships that go through the ups and downs, the good and the bad, the highs and the lows, and they travel the whole distance with you, no matter how long the journey takes. I think specifically my best friend, Chase. We met my freshman year of college, which was, coming up now on 16 years ago. We started hanging out, and then just kind of naturally over time became best friends. Now, he lives in Panama City, Florida, and I have lived all over the map, from Florida to Washington State, New York, South Carolina, back to New York. And so we've never lived in the same state outside of college. But our friendship has remained strong. We visited each other. Our families have vacationed together. And we stay in touch probably like every couple of weeks, talking and catching up. And that friendship has not just been something we've enjoyed, but like when his family has been struggling or suffering, or when I've been struggling or suffering, or my family, they've been one of the first ones to reach out and say, what can I do? How can we be there? How can we support? We'll go with you as long as we need to. We'll be there for as long as it goes. And we've done the same with them. And I think one of the meaningful things, or the most meaningful things about that, is that that's what friendship should look like. Friendship ought to be something that goes through the ups and downs, highs and lows, goods and bads, and says, I'll go as long as it takes, so that way we can get there together. So who do you have in your life that represents that? Feel free to comment. Feel free to share your input in the comment section, any thoughts that you have. Hope this encouraged you guys. Again, be safe, and we'll see you tomorrow as we continue with Everyday Faith.